protecting the police every single day.
You get the whole thing.
Say hi, Andy. I'm recording you.
All right, you get the whole thing. Right?
I got you.
Ocean City cops are not people.
Yes, they are. You know what's really criminal?
What's that?
Those knee-high socks.
I know, but that's what the brown shirts wore.
I just have a few housekeeping notes I'd like to read. There is a code of conduct in the council chambers. Members of the public should familiarize themselves with the plaque on the wall behind the dais, which is right there. Members of the public who wish to address the council should use the guest podium at the entrance door. Speak directly into the microphone and begin by stating your name for the record. Each person will have 3 minutes to speak, and sharing minutes is not permitted. Speakers are to direct all comments to the city council, not the audience or any one individual council member. Discussion between speakers and members of the audience is not permitted. When there are many individuals who wish to speak, speakers should try not to reiterate lengthy comments made by others to ensure an effective and efficient meeting. This ensures everyone has an opportunity to speak. Audience and speakers will be courteous in their language and presentation. No applause or booing before, during, or after any speaker. If you have supporting documents to display during the comments, you must provide a copy of them to the city clerk, and these documents will become part of the permanent record and will be retained by the clerk's office. And finally, the citizens' comments portion of the meeting is not intended to be a Q&A session. Council members shall refrain from answering impromptu questions or debating issues with members of the public. And with that, if there are any members of the audience that would like to address council on any issues, you may come to the podium, state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, Council. I'm Jeff Lustig. I've given you a, from our city attorney, he responded to the obscenity ordinance. He did an excellent job. It's 44 pages long. And I once asked him, where could one protest in Punta Gorda? And he's written down exactly what you're allowed to do here. And I'm sure that our governor would approve his interpretation of the law. And I'll read what it says. The city's prohibition against signs displaying indecent speech is narrowly tailored to apply only to signs which are legible from a public right-of-way or within a public space, and which can be potentially viewed by children under the age of 17. The city's prohibition does not have any effect on spoken words, which means you can say it, but you can't have it visible to be able to be written. The city's prohibition does not prohibit speakers from going door to door to proselytize their views, which means you can go to people's houses and knock on their doors and say it and show them your sign. They may distribute literature on a public street, which means that I can put it on a piece of paper and hand it to you, or through the mail, which I could send you a postcard with the word on it and put it right into your house. They may contact residents by telephone, which means I can spam call you and use the word. They may communicate through any number of social media outlets available within the city, including the city's own website, which means I can then send it to all the council members and whatnot. Persons may include indecent speech on signs that are not legible from a public right-of-way or within a public space. So size matters. If it's small enough that can't be read by a thoroughfare, you're allowed to have that sign. This is in line with our governor as dealing with critical race theory and don't say gay as in our schools to prevent, to help, to not allow children to view this kind of material. It allows us to ban books such as Mouse about the Holocaust or in critical race theory about slavery. Thank you very much.
All right, anything else? Okay, city attorney.
As was alluded to earlier today, last Thursday I filed the city's answer brief in the sign code case, and I want to make sure and would ask for your assistance when you read that. If there's anything that is unclear to you, either ask me personally or send me an email, because I want to make sure that if there is anything unclear, I want to make sure that I correct that in my oral argument to the judge, because I don't want to leave the judge confused with anything that I've written. The appellant, the guy that's representing Sheets and Massey, he gets 2 bites at the apple. He does his initial brief, I do an answer brief, and then he's able to do a reply brief, but I only get 1 shot. So I can correct things on an oral argument, and so if you see something that maybe just wasn't clear, I would greatly appreciate your input. Thank you.
Okay.
I think that was optimistic saying when you read that 40-page brief.
I was going to ask if you have a new definition of brief.
I had 50-page limit, so for me, doing it within the 50-page was brief.
And obviously, we know you will.
Yeah, right.
That was a joke, but
All right. Under my comments, the
Hey, Charlotte County, this is Sherry County COPWATCH, and today in City Hall meeting, there was a guy that stood up and talked about what the city lawyer wrote on the appeal for banning free speech, where basically the city lawyer was talking about we do have free speech, he's not banning free speech, and one of those places you can have free speech on is in Facebook. So I went to the Punta Gorda Police Department and I made a post, and isn't that weird? On my name here, you can see the post, but when I switch to another name, you cannot see the post. That's because they are illegally hiding it. I also did it to the City of Punta Gorda's page. You can see it here. And then when you go to a different page that I have to have multiple pages because they keep illegally blocking me and putting me in Facebook jail. And you will see on this page, it is not showing, illegally hidden again. Even though the lawyer said in his appeal, we could have free speech on their Facebook page, which is government ran, which is supposed to be free speech there. As you know, fuck Biden is a popular topic right now because he's fucking destroying our goddamn country, and they illegally hid it. That is a suable offense. I recommend everyone go there and make comment. These fuckers are out of control and need to be sued to hell and put in jail for their un-American actions.